Hello, everybody. I'm back here. Hi, guys at home. Hey, we'd like to welcome Ben Guiles. He is co-owner of Nieri Creative, and he's going to spend the next hour talking to us and answering questions with some tips and tricks about social media. So thank you, Ben, for joining us. The floor is yours.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys for having me here. I appreciate that you guys look to me for this kind of stuff. What I'm about to go through with you guys is kind of an overview, and it's a lot of information. I'm aware. Any questions or anything at any point in time, feel free to blurt something out, raise your hand, type in the chat, whatever you got to do, because there's some things I want to go through, and this is, oh, it timed out on me. So this essentially is a social media how-to, and more specifically, how to approach your personal brand on social media. And now Iron Valley's thing is,
oh, you look so
your slogans do your thing, right? One of them, yeah. So under Iron Valley, you guys each get the opportunity to do your own thing, and you can build your own personal brand. And I'm going to show you how to do it. So first of all, when looking at it through social media lens, there's a lot of problems. These are the main ones that I see in social media and that everybody has. So does anybody here not see the value in social media? Good. Because there's a lot of value there, and I'm going to prove it to you in a minute. Does anybody feel like they don't have enough time? No? Yeah. Time is a big one. Does anybody just not know what to do?
And just not good at it.
Yeah, just not good at it.
Oh, there it is.
And yeah. And just it's hard to stay consistent. Does anybody feel that way? Cool. I am going to do my best to make sure that I touch on all of these in a way that makes you feel like you can actually get going. So am I going to completely make you feel like you have time? Probably not. But this is something that's not a replacement in a current business process that you have in addition to, but
and you have to eat lunch.
You have to carve out the time for it that you don't currently have. So here's a little personal story. Why use social media? Because it's where the people are. How many of you have done this in the evening times with your spouse or alone? I do it all the time. You just sit there and mindlessly scroll. It's where the people are. And every company in the world is now investing more in social media, and the bar graph is going up forever. Social media is where the people are. And here's my personal story. I was in a rock and roll. That's actually me, by the way, with long hair. I used to have it down in mid back. I was in a rock and roll band for 13 years. I lived in the music industry. It's what I did. For 8 of those 13 years, we played to small or empty rooms. I'm not going to lie to you. It was a struggle. And it got to the point where we were touring the country, playing shows all over the place to very small rooms. And I was like, guys, this is grueling. Like, I don't think we're doing this right. I think we should be, maybe let's try making some videos. Let's start putting some stuff out on social media. They reluctantly agreed with me because in the past, that's not what rock and roll bands did. They just hit the road, right? So I was like, let's do something different. Let's focus on social media. We did that. We started to gain some traction over a couple of months doing like cover songs and like original videos. And eventually one of our videos went viral and we got like 50 million views on a cover song that we did of You're a Mean One, Mr. Grinch, a Christmas song. Yeah. And that video alone has literally given us the opportunity to build an entire career off of. Our band would have died 8 years ago if it wasn't for that video. So I want you guys to understand the power of it. So that video launched us into having a lot of subscribers. We're nearing 1 million on TikTok alone. And we have like 1.5 million across the rest of the platforms. And some of our videos are reaching 15, 13, and 25 million plus views. That is a lot of attention. And here's where the proof is for social media and why it's important in business. There are companies that started to reach out to us and pay us $10,000 for a 30-second video. So companies like LG and Death Wish Coffee and Oatly, the oat milk company, Heinz tomato ketchup, some of the biggest companies in the world are willing to invest $10,000 into a social media video that's 30 seconds long. So the biggest companies in the world are aware of the value here. So you might be saying, well, that's the music industry. How does that apply to real estate agents? It applies because you have so much more of an advantage than I did in the music industry. Here's why. For me, using social media, if I got one fan, I did the math on this, by the way. One fan would net me $200 to $500 over the lifetime of them being a fan of my band through ticket sales, merch, whatever. And then if we really killed it and they loved us, they'd tell their friends and family, and we might get another one of these. For you guys, if you use social media and make a few videos and you get one fan, one lead, you can close $2,000 to $5,000 from one person. The average person moves 3 times in their lifetime. And if you really kill it for that person, they tell their friends and family about you. And now you're developing an entire spider web of people that you're working with because of potentially one video. Now, like how much time and effort would you put in? Would you make 5 videos if you knew you were going to close one deal, or 10 or 20? Because it's not going to be your first video, but you guys have a huge upside to getting one fan, one lead from social media. So you might be being like, but how do I do it? Here's how. 3 simple steps, but not easy steps. If anybody tells you that starting social media is easy, they're either lying to you or they're selling you something. Social media is difficult. I'm here to tell you the truth, but there's 3 things that you have to do in order to get started. You have to have cohesive branding, create a content plan, and execute that content plan. That's how simple it is, but it's not easy. Let's talk about branding. So your branding, your visual branding is 2 things, your face and your colors. I see a lot of agents who have their profile photos of their dog, or it's like a really obscure photo. You can't even see your face and there's no branding in it. Their social headers don't make sense, and they may or may not say that they're an agent in their bio on social media. That's what I like to call a secret agent.
No, it's like breaking up finally. It's just all coming out.
Get a close up of your face, pick a color, stick to those colors
cool.
across all platforms. Use the same photo across all platforms, and your branding should be good. Here's some proof of the biggest influencers in the world that do this. And when you do this for yourself, I want you to think this: face, color, sell. So when you reorganize everything, close up of your face, color, sell. Face, color, sell. Face, color, sell. If you look at the biggest influencers in the world, they're all doing this, and there's a reason for it. You to their pages across all platforms, they make it painfully obvious what they do. So you guys need to do that as well. So I would encourage you to get a high quality photo, pick a color for your background, and use that color in your website, in your email marketing, everywhere, and make it painfully obvious what you do. So this is the go ahead.
Hold on a second. I'm going to change internet connection. Give me a second so everybody online can hear you well.
All right, sounds good. Does anybody have any questions so far or want to share anything? I know I'm probably just hitting you with a lot of information, so let me know if you have any questions.
It should be good now.
Should be good. Is this making sense, or is this flying by you? Making sense so far? Cool. So face, color, sell. This is the easy part of getting started on social media. You just fix your cohesive branding. And from there, this is the hard part. Branding your voice, finding your niche, finding your avatar. What's your target market?
New real estate agent.
Real estate. Okay, yeah. So you're targeting the agent, running the brokerage. Who's your target market? Wow. Who's your target market? Everybody. Everybody. Exactly. Buyers and sellers. Everybody in this room's target market is buyers and sellers. Does anybody have a weird one that I don't know about? You're attracting buyers and sellers. All right. So everybody's targeting these people. Who are you talking to specifically? So if everybody in this room is targeting buyers and sellers, who do you specifically target underneath this umbrella? Who's holding your umbrella? Think of it that way. Otherwise, your net is going to be too wide and you're not going to speak to anyone. You have to figure out who this person is and speak directly to them. Hypothetically, you're an animal lover, specifically dogs. You can become the agent who loves to represent dog lovers. Or if you specifically love to cook, you're the official real estate agent of Home Chefs. Those kind of things. There's a million different ways you can look at it. So who are you? What do you love to do? What group of people do you best fit in with? Talk to those people. Because everybody in this room is targeting buyers and sellers. But who do you target? And if you're having trouble figuring that out, I want you to think of it like this. Your greatest pain is your greatest purpose. You are best fit to serve the person you once were. So think about something you might have overcome in your life, and now you could speak to that. This is advice by Rory Vaden. He's one of the biggest influencers in the branding world today. And he's built a multi-million-dollar business coaching brands, and this is his biggest quote. So there's some merit here. Think about that. There's a lot of things going down. If you want to write some things down, think about who your avatar could be. And now once, hypothetically, let's say you fixed your profile, face color, cell, and you know who your avatar is now. Now we can move on to this part, creating the content plan. I want you to think of it through content pillars. They are, or buckets. They are the boxes that your content fits into based on your branding. So who your avatar is how you're going to build your content pillars. Who you are and who you serve is what you fit into here. This is an example of my content pillars because I run a media company and you are my avatar. Literally, I work for you guys. I do everything. All my content is based on you. And what you said to me earlier, you were like, I love the videos you make. So I'm making them for you because I do photo tips, video tips, tech tips, social media tips through the real estate business owner lens, because you guys have a lot of struggles here, just like everybody else does. But I come from a background of media because I had to do it in the band. And I'm married to Brittany Guiles. So I've been rubbing elbows with real estate agents. It's been a big part of my life for the last 7 years. So I have a vested interest in real estate and I do media. So it makes sense for me, who I am, a media guy, to serve real estate agents. Because it's part of who I am. And it's been a big part of my life. So that's what I do. Does anybody have any idea what might go in your content pillars? Or does anybody already do this? Or does anybody have an avatar they speak directly to? Nothing yet? Cool. We're going to get there. We're going to get there. But yes, content, plan, who you are, who you serve, come up with these boxes. And then I like to organize it Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, because I have ADHD and that helps me keep things organized. Any questions so far? No? Anything in the chat?
No.
No? Everybody just like, it's a lot of information. So I don't mean to overwhelm you guys, but I want you to understand how to think about it so you can actually take action. All right. And if you're struggling to think of what your content pillars should be, after you fix your branding and find out who your avatar is, this is what I love to do. This almost always works. Hey, avatar, here's a video so you don't have to hire me. Does that sound crazy to anybody? Like I'm just giving it away for free, right? Everybody thinks I'm crazy when I say this, but the reason that I say this, and I actually got this from Gary V, when you do this, you build trust. People are getting value from you and you're not expecting anything in return. Hey, avatar, Here's a video so you don't have to hire. It's easy for you. It makes it easy for you guys to create content on that because you know the secrets. You're the experts in your industry. So what are those secrets, and deliver them to your avatar and ask for nothing in return, but you're letting them know you're a real estate agent. It might feel crazy, but we're still selling water in a bottle. Everybody wants leverage. Nobody wants to do it on their own. I make videos about how to take real estate photography with a cell phone, knowing secretly none of you guys are probably going to do that, right? But you could in a pinch. I want to offer you that information and teach you how to do it. But at the same time, I'm like, I do real estate photography over here. I can help. So it's an easy way to just get your brand awareness out there and provide as much value as possible. Now you guys know my secrets. So. All right, now we can get into like the tips and tricks. Now that you guys may or may not have a better understanding of how everything fits together. I use this every day, ChatGPT. Does anybody else use it? All the time. It's so powerful, incredibly powerful. It's not going to replace humans. It's more like a power drill for a carpenter. The carpenter still has to use the drill, but it's way better than a screwdriver. You can use ChatGPT to help you script and outline your videos. So you can type in there and say, hey, I want to make a video and I want to target this avatar. I want it to be 45 seconds long and I want to talk about creative financing. And here are my thoughts on creative financing. It'll give you a really good script. I've used it all the time. I run a media company and I use this for all of my clients. If you hire me to do a video for you, I'm using ChatGPT to give me a starting point in the video script, and then I put my own creative touches and spin. Sometimes it sucks. 98% of the time, it's a really solid starting. So don't be afraid to use ChatGPT. This is what you talked to me about earlier. Film using multiple camera angles, include movement, and add, or there's supposed to be text. Add text, typo. A lot of people, when they get into content, they just, hi, my name's Ben. I want to talk to you about real estate today. And like, nobody's watching that video. Sometimes you can be like, so when I say multiple camera angles, I really just mean you can literally just do this. Hey, avatar, if you're looking to buy or sell a house, here's 3 things that you need to do before you even get started. Step 1, blah, blah, blah. Step 2, blah, blah, blah. Step 3, blah, blah, blah. And if you're at this stage and you need some help, I'm your person because I'm the agent for you because you're my avatar. Yeah, that kind of thing. And then you can just drop it into an editing software, AI cut it, and you're done. But now your video has motion. You can even add captions to it, all kind of different things. The door's open and you're not boring anything. And get right to the point. Nobody cares what your name is. If you say your name, I'm gonna be mad at you. And I'm gonna comment on that video. I'll be like, nobody cares what your name is. Because you only have 3 seconds. Go ahead.
What kind of editing software do you recommend?
Next slide.
Okay, glad you asked.
Look no farther than CapCut. CapCut is the best. Now, I've used Premiere Pro and DaVinci, the professional softwares, but for anybody that's looking to just do some basic editing, CapCut is by far the best. It is built for social media. There's drag and drop things. You can auto caption. You can use AI clip, which will, if you shoot the video I just showed you, it'll automatically cut out the dead air.
If you don't stop, like you're not going video, stop, turn around, stop, you're just shooting it all at one time.
Yeah, I would shoot it all at one time.
And then when you put it into something like that,
Then you can, yep, it'll automatically do it. It'll cut out all the dead air, slide all your speaking points right next to each other. The only thing you have to do is make sure that you say what you want to say the way you want to say it.
that's the hardest part. That's
Right.
where we get, we have to do it like 50 million times.
50
And then we're like, forget it, I'm not doing it.
Right. Here's my advice for that. Break your scripts down into sentences, individual sentences. So if you have your script with you, I would recommend printing it out. That's a nice thing to have. So you have your script on your desk. You look down, Read your sentence. All right, I got it. Nail the sentence, right? Look down, see your sentence. All right, change camera angle. Nail the sentence. Then you only have to do it. You're going to have one clip that's really long, but the AI can cut it down for you, and you're only speaking one sentence at a time. I'm going to pick on my wife for this one. My wife has a history of making 5-6 minute long videos 5 times in a row before she decides she doesn't like any of them, and then she doesn't post anything. That's happened so many times. So she has since come a long way, and she's putting content out now, but that's the biggest bottleneck. So use CapCut. There's a lot of powerful tools in here. Some of them are hidden behind the $11 a month paywall. I'm not gonna lie to you. I pay for it. There's a lot of powerful things in there. That AI cut tool, we're gonna need the paywall. But yes, look no further than CapCut. That's the one, I promise. And here's what I was just kind of talking about. This is my favorite quote when it comes to content. Done is better than perfect. If your hair's messed up, don't worry about it. Don't get in your own way when it comes to making videos. You got to do it. And I focus heavily on videos because the power of video is it's way bigger than photo. Photos you can still post, but have you ever heard of a viral photo? Heard of viral video? It's called a meme, yeah, essentially. Unless you're making really great memes, go ahead and do that. But video is how your audience will get to know you. And that's super important because nobody's going to give you a call unless you achieve those 3 things. Video is the fastest way to do it.
Tell me how, like, music plays into this. That's the other,
Music,
yeah,
like trending sounds.
yeah, like, do you recommend sounds, like music?
Yeah, if that's something that you specifically enjoy doing and you want to do the trending sounds and make videos with the creativity that comes along with that, because you have to like match it up. It's a pretty much TikTok where you match trending sounds and you do funny things. If that's the kind of content you want to create, by all means do that. But you don't have to do that. I would say you might get lucky and get a viral video if you do that. But how are you going to apply it to your life and what you do? Because, all right, here's a perfect example. I'm friends with, does anybody know Saya Fry? She's a real estate agent. I'm friends with her. I like Saya. She has a viral video right now. Like, I'm talking like 17 million views. And it's of her and her son talking about like the difference in the way they speak, like the little kid lingo and what she used to say. And that video is viral, but there's nothing that ties her business to it. And she got a couple of followers from it because it went viral, but now it's not the right type of audience. It didn't hit her target market unless she is marketing to those people, which she might be able to lean into now. But there's a million different ways to skin that cat. If you want to do that content, do it. If you don't have to.
I'm just talking like music in general or background noise, you know, it's best probably just to come across and speak it.
Yeah. That's what I do. I don't mess around with trending sounds. I have in the past, and I've had some success with it with the band, doing stuff like that. But that was a different vein. So I'm trying to sell myself to you guys, and I feel like sometimes I might be able to make a fun video. I can do that every now and then, but I'm not going to include that in my pillars. If I feel ever so inclined to create a video like that, and I get struck with creativity, I'll do it. Yeah, but I wouldn't be like, I have to do this, because it's not going to benefit your business in the long run. Does that make sense?
Yep.
All right, where was I? Oh, and this is a time saving tool. Has anybody ever heard of Metricool or Hootsuite, anything like that? Hootsuite, yes. I use Metricool. It's the same thing as Hootsuite. Very user friendly though. And what it does is you can connect to this, and all the content that you create, you can upload to one platform, and it goes to all your platforms, you know, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, or X, YouTube, Snapchat, LinkedIn, anywhere you want to put it, all in one place. So if you want to go about this DIY, I recommend Metricool. There are free plans available, and it's very much like a calendar. You just click the day and time you want your stuff to go out, type it in, upload your photo or video, and you're done. So when I do this for clients, it takes me like 2 hours to gather their content, right? And then I post for the whole month, schedule everything out for the whole month, optimize the different platforms, and I'm done. So 2 hours a month is what you could do here. So you can batch record your content, use a service like this, and you're done in a few hours. One dedicated day if you do it all. I will say the con of using one of these services is it will not connect to your personal Facebook page. There's a firewall Meta has put up. No service can connect to a personal page. They're trying to keep that ultra personal so you can't schedule content easily. But that's the only con. The workaround is if you post to your business page, you can just copy and paste right to your own page. I don't recommend sharing on Facebook because I don't know if you guys shared stuff. Nobody sees it. You might get one like on anything you share. It just doesn't work. Facebook cuts your reach. So there's that. And then here, this is a lot of information, but I wanted to put it up here for you guys to have in the slides afterwards so you can reference. This is what it looks like when you start to do social media well. So if you do your branding, you figure that out, and you create your content plan. Now you execute. And then when you're posting content, every now and then you're going to want to look back on your content and refine it. What's working? What's not working? Figure out what's doing the best for you. Double down on what's doing the best. And now from here, you enter magic money land. That's what I call it because there's a lot of money to be made here if you do this right. So if you have you got to the point where you got some content that's working well for you. Look back on that content, pick the best piece of content from what's working well, launch an ad. You can do this on Instagram or Facebook. You can do a whole entire masterclass on that. I'm not going to get into that right now, but you can do it relatively simply if you know who you're targeting. So that your branding will come into your target here. And then you'll attach a landing page or a sales page for your business based on your branding and your special offer. This is the difficult part for you guys. Everybody's special offer is either like a free home valuation or a free consultation. This is where real estate agents need to get a little creative. What can you offer your target market that maybe is those things? Because maybe there's a reason that everybody does that because it works. But how do you present that? How do you do that in your own creative way based on who you are, who you serve? So who you are and who you serve is the foundation of everything you do, and it'll be found in every aspect of this. So the front-loaded work of figuring that out and going to a self-therapy session to figure out who you really want to target is super important. Otherwise, you're just casting a net for everybody and nobody's going to listen. Does anybody have any questions? Because that's like the gist of it. And I would love to talk to any of the pain points you have, anything you're thinking about, what's on your mind right now. Anything in the chat? I know I just hit you with a load of information.
Do you feel like there's a fair ratio between talking about just real estate versus other stuff that just brings them in, like you said, it's who we are, like the folks, we like the garden, we like whatever.
Yes,
It's like a fair ratio between what we do.
100%. I do think there's a fair ratio. This is my ratio. So I reserve in one of my pillars to post about the fun things I do, my family, and carnivore. I'm on the carnivore diet. That a lot of people don't know this, or maybe you do. I eat like 99% red meat. That's my diet. It's a very striking thing about me. Not a lot of people fit into that box, so it's intriguing, and I share it because I believe in it. So yeah, there's value to talking to your target market and then humanizing your brand. So people also want to know, like, oh, what are these other things about you that I can know and like? So you're hitting them with this content because you want to grow your business, and then you hit them with some of this content. You could have 2 pillars of this content if you want. You could have 3 pillars in general. You could have 12 pillars. I don't recommend it, but I organize mine Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Because it just makes the most sense to me. But you guys can have 3. But yeah, definitely humanize your brand. Share your wins. When you guys close with clients, that's one of the most liked and shared thing on social media for real estate agent. They love the wins, the hurrahs, and it gives you proof of concept. People see that and they're like, oh, this person's actually getting stuff done. So give them the tips, give them the wins, humanize your brand. That ratio, there's no science behind it. Just pick what that ratio, what you want that ratio to be for you. I would say don't go more than 50%, just that.
Ben, when making videos, how long should the videos be?
Depending on where you're targeting. If you want to target reels, the vertical style, 45 seconds to a minute or less. They can be 12 seconds long. Don't go over a minute for reels. If you want to do a more in-depth training, it doesn't matter, because that's YouTube content. If you're making YouTube videos, you can make that 3 hours long. Like a lot of podcasts, like the Joe Rogan podcast goes for like 2 hours minimum, and that's the bigger podcast in the world. So based on where you want to put it, if you're going to put it reels, less than a minute, YouTube, no time limit.
Do you have any influencers in real estate that catch your eye that you watch?
Yes, there's people that cross my plate. Grant Cardone's one of them. Bigger Pockets is another one. That's an organization that kind of focuses on investing, but they have their branding really figured out. They have a lot of value-driven content. Grant Cardone spends a lot of money in ads. He is all over the place, but it works. You know, he's making content left and right. I did search when I was doing this slide, when I was putting this together. Where is it? I looked long and hard for a real estate agent that was doing this, because I wanted to put a real estate agent here. Nobody's doing this. That's exactly why you should.
Doing what? What do you mean?
Face color selling.
Oh.
A lot of agents are secret agents, and they don't make it painfully obvious what they do. Some of them do, but I haven't been hit with anybody other than Grant Cardone, who's doing this at a really, really high level. But the only problem with him, I didn't use him for this slide because he didn't sell up here. He sold down here, but he just had like a generic photo of himself up here. And I was like, I don't want to use that because I really, really want you guys doing this. I didn't want you to be like, well, Grant Cardone doesn't do it, so I shouldn't. But yes, yeah. I think that's why you guys should do it, because nobody else is doing it. Okay.
Can we hire you to do this for us and then pay the monthly to YouTube it?
Yeah, you can. I do video production. We film for people. We do social media management. And I do social media optimizations, which means I would help you with all of this salesy stuff. And we do that on like an ongoing basis. So it would be a monthly rate. But yeah, I do definitely want to talk to you guys about that if you wanted to leverage something like that. Because It is hard. Yeah.
April online said business or personal page, and I think you said it has to be a business page.
If you want to use a service like Metricool, you have to post it on your business page, because Metricool and any other service cannot connect to your personal page. However, 1000% you should still be using your personal page to post the content. You just have to do that legwork on your own, because everybody here knows, like, does anybody's like personal page get all the traction and you post on your business page and it's just crickets? That's because Facebook wants you to pay for ads to get traction to that page. Your personal page is where all your friends and family live. You've had that account for 19 years. You know, you have all of those people there. So naturally, you're going to get more traction.
So you're saying don't share it to your personal page, actually create a new post.
Yes, create an organic post. If you post something to your business page and then share it to your personal page, crickets. It's not going to work out for you. You gotta post it organically. Because Facebook sees shares, and I don't know what the science behind it is, but I've never had success just sharing.
Would you send this copy and paste it in?
Yeah, if you have access, you'll have the video or the photo that you posted on, and then you just copy and paste the text. Yep.
Facebook, people, do you have the info of that?
Everybody should be using your business page at least a little bit, because when you run ads, if you want to do that, you can't run them from your personal page. And all of your social media should be attached to a sales page. You guys have websites? Can you edit them in a way that's like, here's why to use me, here's who I talk, here's who I am and who I serve? I would recommend doing that. And then on your business pages, you can have a link to that. And then it's a full-fledged landing page. When you run ads, you would attach them to that landing page. When you, on business pages, there is.
Ours is more like, an about me
Yeah.
page, is that what you're talking about, sort of?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would recommend doing a sales page.
Yeah. So instead of having a bio, like, oh, I grew up in Carlisle and I love my dogs, and have a,
Yeah.
this is what I do, this is
Right.
who I serve and where I'm connected, and
Put that link on there.
Look at these people. All right. So day job. I invest in scale companies at acquisition.com. Co-owner of school. Side hustle. I show how we do it. Grab my books for free. Sell it. Right? Host. Jamie Kern-Lima Show podcast. Two-time, anytimes best-selling author and founder IT Cosmetics. Contact me. Get the latest episode of the JKL show. Boom. Sell it. You guys should be doing this as well. And on your business pages, these learn more, you can have people message you, or you can do learn more. You can connect this button to anywhere. You can connect this to a sales page. And then anytime you get a warm lead or somebody that wants to work with you, well, here, check out my sales page. On that page, you might have a video that explains you and your business, who you are, who you serve. You just reel people in. You're creating a funnel, what you're doing. So yeah, but social media is the facilitator of all that. So look at your business like this. Your real estate business is the boat. All the content that you create are the lines in the water, the fishing lines. The more fishing lines you have out there, the more chance you have getting fish in the boat. You have to have a good rod. Your back end is your rod. So that sales page, your calls to action, the rod. Got to have those solid things to get fish in the boat. Cool. That was a good question. I like that. Anybody else? Anybody's head spinning? Yeah. Well, here. I want to show you guys this because this is just a super simple way of contacting me. I'm more than willing to help anybody. Totally for free. If you want to call me and ask me questions or text me, you can do that. Obviously, if you wanted to leverage some of the things, I can do that too. but I'll give you all the secrets great forever. Because I know it's hard.
Guitar lessons.
And guitar lessons, yeah. Actually, I'd have to learn how to play guitar first. I can play it, but I don't know how to teach it. I don't know the notes on the guitar,
Okay,
to be honest.
that's the best players.
Yeah.
I expect to see everybody out there making videos.
It's hard. But consistency is super important. It's it's literally like going to the gym. Like everybody wants to have a social media presence and to kickstart their business using it. And everybody wants to have a six-pack. But there's only a couple of you in this room that are actually going to do the work to get the six-pack and to grow your business.
There's only one of us in that room.
What?
There's only one of us in the room that's gonna go for the six pack.
Yeah.
Right, Kyle?
I need more than six pack.
Oh.
Oh, right, right.
So, you said the hard part is gonna be to go back to creating the content. Go back to that page once. So when we talk about examples, not just what we're gonna do, but what's some examples that real estate agents could make as their Monday through Friday?
So
And throw out some ideas, because right now it's the hardest part, right? Creating the content.
Mhm.
So tech tips could be things around your house. Like we had an admin, her dishwasher line froze last night, flooded her house. So you could have home tips on precautions, maintenance, things like that could be one of your buckets,
absolutely.
right?
Yes.
So I think that's probably the hardest part, is to come up with, what are you gonna talk about?
Mhm.
And coming up with your buckets.
Yeah, and there's a million different things you can talk about. You can do market updates. You can do tips on, maintaining your home. You can do, here's the process of from thinking about buying a new house or selling your house to actually doing it. This is what you need to do. Here are some tips on creative financing. But you can do all of those videos, but you want to do it to your avatar. So let's say you target small business owners. And that's it, because you have a passion for that. Then you would be like, hey, small business owners, here are some creative financing tips. If you're looking to buy or sell a home, this is what you need to do from a business owner standpoint. Maybe you're a freelancer and your income's not going to count. Those kind of videos where you can just give them the value and make sure that they know that you're for them.
And your videos are just of you, or they have other people as well?
And whatever you guys want, you can have other people in them.
Mhm.
I typically do it with just me because it's the easiest. I don't have to schedule anything. I don't have to tell somebody else what I'm doing.
It's hard to get multiple people on camera.
Yeah,
It is.
yeah. So like creating content is really, it's difficult. It's difficult to stay focused on it and to do it well. As soon as you start adding in too many other people or things, then it becomes too hard. And then you get burned out and you quit. You stop seeing the value in it. You spent 3 hours trying to coordinate a video and then you got a couple of likes. I would recommend just be you. Just be you.
So some of those avatars that you could speak to would be like downsizers, right?
Downsizers.
Right?
Yep.
First time home buyers.
First time home buyers. Yep. I would even do your best to go tighter than that based on who you are. So like, what are your biggest hobby? What do you love to do?
Me,
Yeah.
personally,
Yes.
sell real estate and love TJ Maxx.
Then
And
you see, that's
I
a good
love
thing.
vacation. I love just seeing the world.
Yeah, travel.
Travel.
Yeah. So then maybe, yeah, you can become the real estate agent that loves, if you love to travel, yeah, you just love it. You just have to figure out, that's why I say it's like a little bit of self-therapy.
It is.
So you have to really figure out who you can best talk to, or what group of people in life do you best fit in with.
But can you have multiple avatars
You
or
can,
not? It just be like, let's just say I wanna sell high-end real estate. Let's just say I wanna sell to people that are looking at homes 650,000 enough.
You
Is
can
that
do that.
focused enough for an avatar?
Yes, it's luxury. So you're getting closer to your avatar. So where was it? So you're getting closer to your avatar by saying luxury. But are you targeting retirees? Luxury homes for retirees. That's an avatar.
Okay.
Luxury homes is close to an avatar, but and you could even go tighter than that. You can go, I'm selling luxury homes to retired veterans. That's what I specialize. I have my grandfather was a veteran. I want to take care of those people. I know what their life is like. I know what your financing looks like with VA loans and those kind of things. Like that's an avatar.
But you can have different ones. I keep going back to this, because I'm just not, because
Yeah.
we're all multifaceted in who we
Mhm.
sell to. So it seems to be lots of different segments in that.
Yeah.
Lots of different avatars.
Right.
And
you can-
different buckets.
But is it more important to stick to?
You'd be limiting yourself.
there's a limiting belief, but there's also a freedom
Yeah.
of focusing on one person. Because now you have less to worry about. You're focusing on one person.
They did all of that.
Right.
Yeah, and they were really.
Yeah.
And there's nothing, even though, let's say hypothetically again, you're only targeting with your content retired military vets looking for luxury homes. That does not mean you can't work with everybody. That just means your content is focused at those people. And if you work with one of those people, they're going to tell their children or their friends. And now your web is just getting bigger because you really honed in on this person. If you don't hone in on somebody, the fear is you're not going to get anybody, or you're just going to be getting referrals and making boring content. But if you make content that actually speaks directly to somebody, you have a much better chance of getting them. But you can work with anybody, not just retired veterans looking for luxury homes are going to see your content. But that's who you're talking to. Does that make sense? So like for instance, I target you guys. I target real estate agents with pretty much all of my content. But I work with a ton of people that aren't real estate agents. I have a couple of podcast clients on the regular that have nothing to do with real estate. I just did a bunch of videos for a gym owner. Like, but you know where those referrals came from? People that I've worked with in real estate that know this person. And they're like, oh, if you want video work, like Paul Van Guiles at Nieri Creative, I've worked with him. It's because I focused on that avatar and now everything can come from it. So by focusing over a period of time, you can actually touch a lot of people. That's what I recommend.
It seems counterintuitive. Narrow down. You're saying lean into that.
I'm saying lean into it because it's who you are. And hypothetically, let's say you are as one of my clients, actually, let's use this story, volunteers at an animal shelter. And she spends a lot of time at this shelter and does a lot of work with them. She's on the board. So if she leans into being the official real estate agent of Animal Lovers, there's a lot more. You're speaking directly to those people. I'm sorry, what was your question again? My ADHD took over.
No, I think you were reinforcing what I was.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I learned very specific and just.
Yeah, because it makes sense to you. Everybody in here's target market is buyers and sellers. So you're competing with everybody if you just go buyers and sellers. That's who I work with. Everybody works with buyers and sellers. But if you work with animal lovers, now you're gonna corner that market and get all of those people. You work with one animal lover that runs in a circle of all these other animal lovers. You're going to start becoming the official real estate agent of animal lovers. And they all have friends and family that may or may not love animals, but like you've cornered that market. Does that make sense? Okay. That's something that that's the biggest rebuttal too, because people feel like niching down is bad. It's like, oh, well, I want to work with everybody. You can, but if you target these people, you can corner that market, still work with everybody.
That's good one.
Mhm.
Going back to that, so you said earlier, everything, 45 seconds from this videos.
Mhm.
But how are you, can you give us examples, good, bad, indifferent, on how you're keeping attention past 10 seconds?
So
Like,
you're
you know, if I'm scrolling videos, it's not interesting in 5 seconds.
right, and that's why the whole avatar thing comes in. You get to speak directly to those people. You can say, "Hey, avatar," or you have 3 seconds to get somebody's attention. So don't introduce yourself and just get right to the meat and potatoes of what your video is. You're not going to get a million views or a ton of views if you just start doing it. It's going to take a while for you to develop a little bit of traction and get better. But yeah, come up with a hook. So if you want to do three steps to prep your home, start the video with here's 3 steps to prep your home. You go right into the meat and potatoes. So like you're getting them through the content with no filler. Because everybody's attention span is like this.
Any more questions?
So you said, don't introduce yourself
Don't
at the beginning or the end,
ever.
ever. You put up your logo, anything on,
Nope,
nothing.
When you
Nothing.
post on social media,
They know
it's your face and your name is right there. Everybody knows who's saying what.
Right.
So if you do that, people think that that's what makes their video look professional with logo stings and stuff. It just dates your video. No viral video ever had a logo sting first. People are already gone. Like if I said, "Hey, my name's Ben," I wouldn't even finish my last name before people were like,
Let alone get the brokerage name out.
right.
Like, yeah.
Mhm.
everybody does.
So just attack, right?
But I
No filler.
think it goes back to your profile, like he said, if you set your profile up with your face, what you're selling, like your link, because watch your videos are going right back to your page. It's all right there.
Yep. Make it painfully obvious what it is you do. And like, just for some proof of how this works. So I target you guys. I made 3 videos starting in 2025. That's when I like revamped my social media to move on into the Nieri creative. This is my new life path. I gotta come up with a new plan. I did 3 videos before she called me and put me in a room full of my target market, my avatar. So that's why cornering the market, I think, is cool. Because if I was just saying, "Hey, anyone, here's some tips on how to do this," I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be the media guy.
And if you're
or
not
real
following
estate.
you should, like, his videos are really good.
Thank
The
you.
tips are really good.
Cool, thank you. So that's just I think that's pretty cool. Like that makes me feel good. Like I made 3 videos and now I'm talking to you guys. By the way, I run a real estate photography company. Really good. Next day delivery. Yeah, so. If you guys have any questions at any time, feel free to reach out to me. I will help you for free. No questions asked. I just want to help.
Thanks, Ben. We really appreciate it.
You got it. Thanks for having me, guys.
Oh, there might be a question online.
Oh, let's see it.
April says Ben does a
Oh,
really great
Ben
job.
does a great job. Well, there you go.
Oh, heck yeah. Who was it?
April Klein.
April.
Oh, April, yes. Yeah. Thank you, April. Appreciate that.
Thanks again, Ben.
You got it.
Is that the end?
I think that's it.
Bye, everybody.